You can see the smoke. We're burning some of the brush while it's not, we can still burn while it's wet. And it's a little smoky. But I wanted to show you today how to teach a baby to walk. So we had Patty Duke's first lesson. Patty Duke is the doe that I'm going to be keeping. So she had her first lesson today. So one of the things that I want to make sure to show you is with a goat, when you're working with them, you don't ever want to just pull on the collar. You want to do short pulls. Just pull and stop and pull and stop. Because if you do a solid pull, then they can pass out and fall on the ground. It's pretty scary. So you want to make sure that you do short pulls and stop. Don't ever just do a long, solid pull. When you put a collar on a goat to walk it, you want to pull the collar up to the top of their neck and kind of at the back of their jaw, and then pull the collar straight up. And that will make it to where you have the best control when you're walking the goat. Now, as you're walking, the collar might slip down. You want to continually pull the collar back up, and that keeps your control. If it slips down the neck and they bolt, a very small goat can actually pull you down pretty easily if you give them the control by letting the collar go down the neck. So the best control is if it's at the top of the neck, pull, and then the collar pulled straight up. And you want to be really patient with the babies. And we're not training for 4-H right now. We're just training them to walk and to not be scared of being pulled, and just learn to be able to be controlled a little bit better. And later on, I may do another video with her after she's got some more lessons and show her improvement, and then we will start teaching her for the show ring. But the main thing right now with a young goat, you can teach them at a really young age to walk without fighting the collar. And the first time you put the collar on, they might not like it because you are controlling them and they want to run and play. They don't want to be controlled. So they have to learn to slow down and let you control them. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay. Come on. No. Yeah. Okay. All right. But then after they learn that, you want to be able to make them walk. So just have them do a few steps and give them attention, talk to them, keep them calm. Just do a few steps, and their reward with goats, with my goats anyway, just getting attention is fine. They don't need to have treats or anything like that. I tried treats with mine in the show ring once to behave. That was a big mistake for me because all they wanted to do is find what pocket I had the peanuts in after that. So we don't give them treats for just walking. We give them attention. We talk to them, scratch them, whatever they like to be rewarded with in the way of attention, and tell them they're good and everything else. So basically, every time they take a few steps calmly, that they're not fighting, you tell them how good they are. Give them some attention. And then the more you do, the more steps they'll take calmly, and you can take less breaks to give them attention. And you just walk them a little further each time and keep telling them that they're being good, giving them scratches, and then walk them again. Now, one of the things with goats, they're kind of like dogs. I would not work with them longer than 15 minutes. And when they're little like this, even 5 or 10 minutes is plenty. And they will pick it up pretty quick. Each lesson should get a little bit easier when they realize, no, you're not choking them, and it's okay if they don't get to run and play for just a minute, and they get a little extra attention, and then pretty soon they're good. So I will show Patty when she's had a few more lessons, but today was her first lesson, and she settled down pretty easily. We did about between 5 and 10 minutes, and she settled down pretty easily. So I think she'll do fine. So to start your goats off, the main thing is for them to walk slowly, calmly, try to keep them calm, not jumping, but also to stand still. It helps when you teach them to stand still. Yes, ours are going to be taught for the show ring, and you have to do a lot of standing still in the show ring. But when you're walking around with them, you may not always be walking. So you may want to stop and stand still for a minute. One of the other things that I have learned is they do better if they're not on a leash, because when they're on a leash they tend to run around. It's a little harder to teach them to walk slowly. So I would recommend just using a collar. Just walk them with a collar and get that to where they're walking calmly. If you want to put a leash on them later, then after they're trained and they're not pulling and they're not running around, it might be easier than starting them on a leash. But just any kind of collar that you choose to use, just be able to put your hand between the neck and the collar easily. So I hope you enjoyed watching Patty's first lesson. And I bet she'll do just fine. She has until August, this is only May, to get ready to go to the show. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it helps you to start teaching your goats to walk. Thank you for watching. Please pass this around to anybody that might be interested in seeing this, and anybody that's wanting to work with a baby goat to start them on their walking. And look for future videos to show Patty as she's learning about walking. And we'll do some more in-depth ones later. This was just to start you with your goat, so you can start walking with the collar and get control of them a little bit. You can also, of course, start a large goat the same way. So I will talk to you next time. Have a wonderful day.